Hello everyone, my name is Sergey. I'm indie game developer from Lepozhdian, and this is my top 5 games that you should play. The main thing about this list is the games that I will mention in this video are quite the old one. I mean, the date of the release was a long time ago, so like they came from 90 and 2000. The main criteria why I chose these games, that they can give you quite a lot of immersion experience. For today there are a lot of games, like thousands, and the main thing that I would say, they are not interesting. Why? This is quite interesting question. I don't know exactly the answer. Maybe it's just a nostalgia, but there is something really wrong with modern games. And I really prefer the old ones. So let's talk about these games. The first one I would definitely recommend you is the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. This is quite iconic game because it's really awesome. It's a role-play game based on the series of books World of Darkness. These books is like a role-play game. Both the game and series of books allows you to play as a vampire, act like a vampire, do some intrigues, interact with mortals and the other vampires. In this game, you play as a vampire, and you do some vampire stuff. Let's say that. I don't really want to do some spoilers, but I want to warn you because of this game. This game really has a pity history because it was released too early, and it's pretty say it was in a beta state, so it has a lot of bugs, lots of storylines that might be that you might think they are not finished, because the developers had to release these games too early. So if you want to get some really good experience from this game, you should do some research stuff and download the community patches. These patches will fix a bunch of bugs, add the new quests, new abilities, everything that was cut off because of early release. This game is quite iconic, and it's proudly can be said that the best role play of decade. So let's move to the next one, also quite iconic, the Gothic. This game is pretty awesome. It is also a role-play game. Here you play as a human, not any vampire. This is quite classic role-play game. So the world where are humans and orcs and magic. You play as a prisoner in a colony, and your aim is to get out of it. This the only thing that I will say about the plot. Why this game is so interesting? First, I will say that you will be scared. You will be very, very scared, but not but not because it's a horror game. It's not, definitely not. You will be scared by the graphic. It's quite a cubic one, because, well, it's the old one game, and the main thing that you will face is you will struggle with the game. You know, the main point about the Gothic one, the first one, the really first one game, is it has a terrible control. So it will be hard for you even like to walk and to interact with interactable actors like characters, items. It will be difficult for you to fight, even open an inventory. So be ready. But I will promise that as soon as you will learn how to control in this game, you will love it, because it was when it was released, it was like the first one game with such a live world. There are a lot of characters who do their stuff, who live in their lives, and you are now the part of their lives, the rules of that universe, and it's very immersive. I would definitely recommend you the interesting story and interesting role-play solutions. Actually, I would also add that for today there exist a lot of Gothic games, but I really recommend you to play only the first one and the second one with At Dawn, Night of the Raven, because these two games are made in the same style, the same almost control, but the second one was much more easy control, so you don't have to struggle with it. The other games, they are different. I wouldn't say that they're bad, but they are just completely different games. They took the universe, but the other games have nothing common with the first and the second one, Gothic. So that's it. And also I would say about the Gothic one, I'm indie game developer, as I mentioned, and I started as do the remake of this game, and maybe I can name myself as like a father of all remakes of Gothic that exist for today. But personally, I no more do any remakes of the Gothic game because of a certain reason. I had like a conversation with creators, so it's really quite a long story. Maybe I will tell about it next time. Now I'm currently working on my own game. So let's move to the third game from this list. The Sims. The Sims is the simulator of our lives. I mean, you got some people under your control. You can create their appearance, like hairstyle, clothes style, and the other things. In this game, you control these people, so you make them go to work, they make them go to sleep, bathroom, make relationship with other avatars, characters, like building your own apartment, your own house, make some dogs, cats, horses, you know, pretty interesting simulator of like a real life. Maybe this is not really a special game, but it's quite immersive one, and that's why this game is in this list. So I would definitely recommend you. It will take from you a lot of hours, and as like a warning for previous games, for today there are a lot of Sims games series. I mean, The Sims 1, The Sims 2, 3, 4, and maybe now the 82. However, what to pick, which one, it's up to you. It's up to your own taste. I mean, the first Sims is like 2D style, the Sims 2 already 3D. The other things that the third one also 3D, but the fourth is more like cartoon style. If you have a weak hardware, you know, weak PC, I would recommend you to skip the third series of Sims, because it has some leaks in memory. So if you play for a long period of time, your game will start lagging, and you will ask why. It's just ruin your emotions. So I would recommend you to pick between the second one and the fourth one. And well, it's up to you then, what exactly. The next game is Ghostmaster. Ghostmaster is actually it's quite similar to The Sims, the previous game, but instead of people, you control and play as the ghosts. You also have like a family, a certain family. They live in a certain place, a house or somewhere else, and your task, you control the ghost, and your task is to frighten these people, you know, like make them scream, make them run away, and do some crazy things. This game is not so scary at all, so it's quite a funny game. A lot of parody on popular films, popular scenes, and you will get a lot of fun playing this game. If you are like a fan of The Sims, you should definitely check this game. And you know, the last one is Syberia. How to describe this game? The point and click adventure game, the very old one, the classic one. So it's even was earlier than all these games in the list. So you here in this game you play as a woman who has to find a man. I mean, her job is to find a man and get some contract with him. And the whole action take place in a fiction world full of you know, like almost steampunk technology, and you do a lot of action with robots. This is like a very interesting story and beautiful landscapes. It's really get you involved into the story, so it's each time it is interesting to see what will happen next. So I would really recommend you to play this game. And I would say the surprise, the extra bonus is like the Fazar game. This game is, my own game that I'm currently working on. So the background that you see is from this game. For now, this game is in a firmly alpha state. Me and my brother, we are only 2 people. We are indie game developers, only 2 people. They are currently working on it. So we do everything by ourselves. This will be a role-play game. I cannot say a lot about the plot, the exactly role-play part of it, because it's still, in development, and we have a common vision how it should look like, but still in development. You can check this game in our community links on my Patreon page, and see the work in progress, and even make some suggestions for us in what way we should to improve it, and what should we add, and something like this. Be part of development. I think this is quite a unique experience, to influence the game industry, and to get something really unique. For today there are a lot of games, like thousands, and they all have a strange thing. I would say they're not interesting at all. I don't know why exactly, because maybe it's just a nostalgia. Nostalgia. Maybe it's just nostalgia. Why we love the old games. I don't know exactly. The modern games, they have so many effects, like explosion there, explosion here, and something like this. But you see, and something like this. All emotions. They give a lot of money for commercials, but I don't know. The modern games are not so really interesting, and that's why in some way we are coming back to the old games. So this was like the reason I would recommend you the old games. They are good. They are still good. No graphic, nothing at all, but they are still amazing. And mostly of them were created by also like us, like we do. We just 2 people only, and most of them, like the Gothic one, it was created by 4 people only, and it is like in a range of one of the best role-play games. I know that there are a lot of the old good games. I know them almost all, and they're not just in these lists. I don't know. Maybe I will make another list of them, and I hope someday the game that I and my brother create, like this, the game Fazar, also will be in other, like top list of old games that you should play. I really hope it's the time that this time will come someday. So anyway, let's finish it. If you like, if you already know these old games, and you get interesting about our game and why. So the story about me and Gothic and the creators of Gothic and the remake story, you may get some information from me, from my social media. Pretty long story. Maybe I will tell about it, and you may check our game and be part of it. So my name is Sergey Lizhnevich. I'm indie game developer from Lepozhdian, and this was top 5 games that you should play. Okay, see you later. Bye.